What's up, boys? Data 782 here with episode 12 of Fixing the Franchise, here with the Anaheim Ducks halfway through year number 4, the 2022-2023 regular season, here as defending Stanley Cup champions. In the last episode, I left off with a few questions for you, and you gave me some answers in the comments. Michael Bruno Vaselli telling me, Drysdale really tempts me, so maybe you can trade Henrique and a pick, but not the good firsts. Or you can trade Henrique for a solid young goalie as a backup, then he will be the future. Mikey, I agree that Drysdale tempts me. Trading Henrique and a pick, but not the good first, I'm also down for that. Solid young goalie, I'm going to go into that in a second. Max Kids Brody tells me that the Drysdale or McMichael trade would be great. Get the coach for assistant coach. If it doesn't help, don't fire, because it will help. Don't fire your head coach because he just got you a cup. That's fair enough. And for the coach, it doesn't matter a ton, but it does help to have a good team fit with all your coaches. Thank you very much, Max. I needed to know that. Trevor tells me, thanks for the shout out, brother. Loving your channel, boss. Big love to Trevor Mallmeyer. Thank you so much for participating in this franchise mode. Chris Chong telling me that depending on if the draft is good, I should look to maybe trade my the lower first round picks potentially. Go for a high-end defenseman, possibly one on the trade block, possibly Seth Jones. So that is something that I would like to do. If I were to get Seth Jones, I'd probably put Edmondson down on the second pair, trade Larson, and if I got Seth Jones, he'd probably play on the second pair, I guess. Or maybe first pair with Slavin. I don't know. I just don't want to move Slavin off that top pair. He's a god up there. So that is the issue I'm facing now. Jesper Helmerson is up to an 85 overall, listed as a second line forward. Man, what a monster. Mats Lindstrom has 25 goals in 42 games, playing very well. So about goalies, I would like to improve on Peter Mrazek. The problem is there aren't really any young goalkeepers who are in that like 80 overall range who I could trade for, because the ones that are, the young goalies that are there are like Dostal, and I already have him. So look at what I'm talking about. If I go to goalies on the trade finder, if I say I want someone between the age of 17 and maybe let's say 24, and I want someone who is like starter to franchise, well, like starter to elite. If I look here, I see there's Carter Hart, who's a little too, he's like a starter, I don't want that. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he's a starter, don't want that. McKinley, who is 69 overall, 20 years old, medium elite, who I already have in my system. McPherson, who I just traded to Carolina, who is a bit too much of a project. It would be between these guys probably. It would be either Caden Primo, who's 2382, starter potential. Mike DiPietro, who's medium starter, 23 overall, 23 years old, 84 overall, listed as a starting goalie. Or this guy, Hugo Alnefelt from Tampa Bay. He'd probably be the option. The problem is he's already listed as a starter, and John Gibson is not going to be done anytime soon. I need someone who's coming in the pipeline, and I think that's McKinley. So I don't think I'm going to trade for a young goalie because I'm okay right now. Concerning Seth Jones, I do think I could swing a trade for him. If I go and look at Columbus, I could trade for Seth Jones. The coach says, what do they say about him? Fits in top 4 defensive pairing, so that's good. If I wanted to get Seth Jones, full bar trade value, 4 years left at 9.5. If I were to trade, let's say Adam Henrique, who looks like it's going to be time to trade, and I were to trade my 2 bottom first round picks that are going to be like between 25 and 31 or something. If I were to trade that for Seth Jones, it says you already, oh yeah, because I sent it earlier to see if it would work. I mean, not to see if it would work, but see how close I would get. And they told me that it was pretty close. And what I determined is that if I add just a little bit more, they start to say, okay, sweeten it just a touch. And what I did was I threw in Xander Hoyles. They said sweeten it just a touch right now. So I believe that with probably a 4th round pick, I believe that this would get accepted. Xander Hoyles is low elite, grinder, 20 years old, 69 overall, 3 assists in 32 games in San Diego. Not really sold on him, 4th round pick. I believe this will go through. I'm going to wait and see how the draft looks by the trade deadline, because as of now, I go through the draft class, and I'm not too impressed. The first overall pick looks like he's elite. The top 5 are all elite forwards. The best defenseman is a top 4D. And then you start to go deeper, where that pick would be, let's say, around 25. unknown, 1 bar medium elite. No one too crazy, 2 bars medium elite maybe. I don't know enough. Jesus Vernarski. So I'd like, a lot of guys are listed as elite, but 1 or 2 bars. So I'm going to do more scouting. I'm going to wait until the trade deadline, and then I'm going to reevaluate the Seth Jones trade. Therefore, I won't trade Adam Henrique until the deadline, I don't believe. However, a trade that I do want to make right now is the Jamie Drysdale trade, because Mikey's tempted by Drysdale, Max is tempted by Drysdale, everybody wants Drysdale. So I want to see what is it going to cost to get him. If I'm going to trade a defenseman back, let's say I trade this guy Nielsen, 49 overall, low elite, 6'4", two-way D, which is nice, but a big project. Low elite potential, not a lot of trade value. Wouldn't mind trading him and a pick for Drysdale, if that could happen. Maybe a 4th, LA's 4th. That's pretty close. What would they say to this? Doesn't meet the block particularly well. What would a 4th and a 5th get me? How close am I now to Drysdale? Doesn't meet particularly well. Can I give you a 3rd, 2 4ths, and a 5th? They're still not really, woefully insufficient. I'm gonna try a 3rd, 2 4ths with Nielsen and Lindbergh. They have like no goalies on Buffalo, so medium fringe starter potential is my lowest. Oh, perfect. So he was my lowest trade value goaltending chip. That was going to be my final offer. So trade accepted. Thank you very much, Buffalo. Jamie Drysdale is in the organization, and he will be in the juniors for the rest of this season. No problem there. But life will go on without Nielsen and Lindbergh. Sorry, boys. Happy to get that deal done. Thank you, Buffalo. And now I'm going to quickly go to the coaches, like Max was telling me earlier. If I go to the coaching staff, I have to figure out which one to fire if I'm going to hire Ernesto. And the problem is I don't really know which one, because they all say happy. One's offensive, one's generalist, balance, and one's defensive. That is the issue. So I go to Allen. He has low coach chemistry with Martinez. Martinez low with Gostad. Gostad low with Martinez. So 2 coaches say Martinez is lowest, but Martinez, yeah, he is a B-, so maybe that's the issue. He has B- on teaching. Allen has C on teaching, which isn't very good. He's C on offense as well. I don't know. He's the lowest rated coach. Maybe I just go with him because he's the lowest rated. Darren, I'm sorry, Bello. You are the lowest rated coach, so I will end up firing you. Darren Martinez fired as assistant coach of the Anaheim Ducks, and I will go and try to sign Ernesto Petrovic was his name? Was it Ernesto Petrovic, who is right here? He's also B-, but he has that 76% team fit now. Wow, 76. His bar is up there. I guess he likes Slavin as well. I wonder if any coaches are as high. Finley's at 76. Cutler at 67. Tanguay 67. Bunch of 67s. But it's only 71 Guy Roumet, but it's only Petrovic with that big 76. You love to see it. So now that Martinez is here, I can see what his team fit was. Hopefully it wasn't too high. 62%. Okay, so I'm getting a 10 more % team fit. 62 is very good, but Ernesto is a bello. So I want to sign him as my assistant coach. And I'm going to give him lots and lots of money to make that happen, because money is irrelevant and the system is broken. So 1.2 is the max. We're going to give it to him. Seems to like our team, so the money should be good. I don't know why he would say no. Fingers crossed on Ernesto. And we are going to continue simulating now up until the trade deadline, where we will see if we can get Seth Jones. Maybe not all the way to the deadline, but I'd like to do a little bit more simulating. And man, this is brutal. You know what? I'm going to try and play Adam Henrique. I feel bad because he's done well. I'm going to play Adam Henrique for a bit and see how the team performs. I'm going to take out Armia 7 and 7, Sherwood 3 and 10. I'm going to take out Sherwood, put Byfield on the wing, I think, and then put Adam Henrique at center here. I know, okay, gives it a +1 still. So hopefully that works out. I want to give him that opportunity. And if it doesn't work out, then either way, I may just end up trading him in that Seth Jones deal if I can get it to work. 2 first-round picks for Mantha, no. So let's go up to and including the game against the Avalanche before the All-Star break. Petrovic accepts. Thank you very much. Very happy to see that on him on the staff. 5-4 shootout loss to the Sharks. 3-1 win against the Coyotes. Can this be win number 30 against Boston? Yes, it is. We are with a 3-2 shootout victory. We lose 4-1 to the Blue Jackets. Then we beat the Jets 6-3. That was a big one right there. Draft class is updated. That'll be good to look at. That's why I wanted to wait until the trade deadline. So I want to wait and see how the prospects are looking in the draft. Nick Delorier filled in on defense for 1 game. Good job, Bello. Beat the Predators 4-1. Now we come up to this game against the Avalanche with a record of 32-14-3. So let's check out how we do here before the All-Star break. First period, 3 goals for us. Sam Steele, Antoine Morand, and Mats Lindstrom. You just love to see it. McKinnon gets 1 for the Avalanche. Second period, goal apiece, Armia and Rantanen. Brian Elliott now in nets for Colorado. Cam Fowler makes it 5-2 as we are up by 3 now. Power play, come on boys, put it away. And maybe, David Perron brings them within 2 with 10 minutes left in the period. Kamenev brings them within 1 with still lots of time to go. 5 minutes left, holding on to a slim 1-goal lead. But we're going to hang on for the W. You just love to see it. 5-4 victory. Goal and assist for Fowler and Steele. Rantanen had a goal and 2 assists. Need that in my fantasy league. And now we're looking good. So we're going to jump over the All-Star break. And before we play a game against Pittsburgh, we're going to check out the points over the last 3 weeks or so. So now with 50 games played this season, Victor Olofsson still leading the way with 55 points. I want to check out Adam Henrique. He had 8 points in 16 games, was it? Now he's at, he also got 1 point in 8 games. Yikes. 9 points in 24 games. I know he's not getting a lot of ice time and all. But, man, I don't know. Quentin Byfield at 19. Morand, 31 points in 40 games for Antoine Morand. A monster out there. The entire team as a whole looking good. Lindstrom, 29 goals with 38 points. Helmerson, 33. Tippett, 32. Really weird that he's on the top line. And he's doing well, but -5, 32 points when everyone else is at 45 and 55 on the first line. Bit weird. Shane Wright in his rookie season with 24. The plus minuses on defense look good. Jakub Slavin's keeping it up like a pure monster. 19 points in 32 games, plus 18. I like to look over on Columbus, how Seth Jones is doing. He has 39 points in 51 games. He's also a monster. I'm surprised that they want to trade him. He has 5-star defense. I'm going to take this pause to go look at the draft. So uncovered a little bit more. If we go just to defense here, which is the position that I'm most interested in, this guy's looking like low elite, but besides that, maybe medium top 4 here, that's good. Besides that, still not seeing a lot that really impresses me, especially at the top here. This guy, 1-bar AHL top 2, can't be Andrew Archibald. In general, looks like a good draft. Nothing wild though. This guy has 20 points in 40 games in an A+ league, which is good. Quinton Gainey has 57 points in 38 games in the OHL. Bickle doing very well in the States development program. But after those top guys, this guy Adrian Marchment as well, but kind of drops off a little bit, picks back up. Still need to figure out a bit more about these prospects, unfortunately. We'll keep doing what we said we were going to do up until the trade deadline or so to try and get the most possible information out of the scouts. So let's go see, I haven't watched a game in a little bit against an Eastern Conference team. Let's go see the Panthers. Actually, the Lightning are a good team, no? Now let's go see the Panthers. Let's see them a couple of weeks up to and including the Panthers game. A little bit of a trade. Dallas gets Tom Wilson in a 4th for 2 prospects and a 2nd. That's interesting. Tom Wilson to Dallas. A 1st for Robbie Fabry. I'm going to decline that. We beat the Penguins 6-3, lost in a shootout to the Capitals. Evgeny Sveshnikov and a 3rd to Dallas from Detroit for a 2nd, a 3rd, and a prospect. So Detroit is selling everybody. Beat the Hurricanes 5-1, beat the Flyers 8-2 in a big win right there. I don't want Jean-Gabriel Pajot. These guys, again, same trade. We beat the Panthers 6-2, which is a nice win. 4-1 loss against the Devils. Ryan Murray for 2 firsts, going to decline that. If I'd make a big trade with 2 firsts, it would be for Seth Jones. Max Pacioretty to Minnesota with a 6th for Jared Spurgeon and a 3rd. Now that's a big deal as well. I might have to make this deal a little bit before the deadline. I don't want Seth Jones to get traded. Beat the Flames 2-1, and now we take on the Florida Panthers. We have a record of 38-15-4. And after this, we're getting close to the time to make a decision here. First period, a couple goals, Lindholm and Armia. Armia's benefiting from Adam Henrique on that fourth line. Second period, it's Maxime Comtois. 3-0 up here in the third period. Rickard Rakell makes it 4-0. I think we have this one, boys. Going to go ahead and sim it. And Olofsson makes it 5. A shutout for John Gibson. 32 saves for him. As we get win number 39 on the season. And let's go. This is tough. Let's go one more game, and then let's make a decision a week before the deadline. 2 firsts for Mantha and a third, no. I keep getting scared each time that comes up. Travis Hamonic and Jacob Forsbacka Karlsson for 2 seconds and a prospect. 6-1 win over the Devils. That's nice to see. We are 40-15-4, and I think now is the time that we're going to have to make a decision. 67 points for Victor Olofsson. What a monster. Finally got a contender status. Adam Henrique, what's he doing down here? What is he doing? Only 6 goals, 8 assists. But we're playing well. But I don't think it's Adam Henrique that's making us play well. Armia's doing well, but I think it's the bellows up here. I just got to see Jakub Slavin one more time. Bellow, what a beauty. I don't think it's Adam Henrique being in the lineup that's getting us those wins. Shane Wright up to an 83 overall. Very nice. Lindstrom up to an 82. 36 goals for him. Antoine Morand in 49 games has 39 points, so very nice to see from him. I'm going to check out the prospects, and then it's time to make the final decision. Now we see that this guy is also medium elite, the guy who's projected 2nd overall. Marchment dropped a bit to 8th. Or was he always there? But anyways, he's medium elite most likely, which would be a decent pick at that range. Still not enough uncovered on a lot of guys. I don't know why it takes so long. This guy looks pits though. Trenton Butler might be AHL top 6. Some good later picks. I guess some decent later picks, but I don't know if I'd rather get a franchise elite defenseman than just take a risk on a late pick being an elite prospect when it could be just a top 4D or a top 6 forward, you know? Defensemen, still don't know much about too many of them. Looks like some better late bargains perhaps that I could try to strike gold on. This guy low elite, Fabian Gore. And then on goalies, possibly some elite goalies, 2 bars, high elite maybe. Still got to do more scouting on that, but I think the decision has to be made. I'm going to see if Columbus wants to do that deal that I thought of earlier. So Columbus, they're 29-26-4. They're a fringe team. Seth Jones still on the block. He has 44 points in 59 games. Very good defenseman. 28 years old, 89 overall, making 9.5 for the next 4 years. I'm going to try and acquire him, and he'll be a big piece of this team going forward. And we would really solidify our top 4 defensive core. So at Washington, first lost a lot of value since the Washington Capitals are now becoming a better team, I suppose. That Winnipeg first is still good. Just want to quickly look. That Winnipeg first is still good, but yeah, now they're becoming a winning team, so it's not worth as much, unfortunately, which is a bit sad to see. But hey, you can't win them all. So put Seth Jones here, and I think I'm going to throw in a 4th. That's when they said sweet interest a touch. I'll put a 5th, I guess, and see what they think. So 2 firsts, mine and Carolina's, which I got in the Slavin deal with Ekholm. A 5th, Xander Hoyles and Adam Henrique. 2 years left at $6 million. Just not super really working out anymore. Age of 33 now. I think now's the time to trade him. Can I get Seth Jones for it? What do you say, Columbus? Isn't sufficient at all. Wow. So like that, they said sweet interest a touch. And now with a 4th even, what do they say? Okay, now they say sweet interest a touch. Okay, fair enough. So I know it's a bit down the road, but Columbus, if you want to take my 3rd round pick in 2025, and then also thinking of 2025, I'll take back your 4th. What do you say to that? Sweet interest a touch again. 2024 7th, rejected. Okay, straight up. 2 firsts, a 3rd, Adam Henrique and Xander Hoyles for Seth Jones. Still a bit low. It's getting a bit wild, but I really want to make this deal work. What do you say to 2 firsts this year, a 2nd next year, Xander Hoyles, Adam Henrique, and you give me a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th next season? Trade accepted. Thank you very much, Columbus. Welcome to Anaheim, Seth Jones. Thank you for your service, Adam Henrique. Let's fix up these lines. So purely going by who plays the least, it's Brendan Gooley for ice time. So I'm going to take Gooley out, and he'll be our new guy to rotate in for injuries just for the rest of this season before we figure out what to do in the off season. So good news is Jones on the top pair with Slavin gives it a +3. Bad news is Lindholm and Fowler on the second pair is only a +1. So yeah, as well as the bottom pair being only a +1. If we switch out Larson with Gooley and put Gooley with Edmondson, it's still a +1 anyways. So not much to do there. Hopefully that just works out. We're going to keep it like that. On special teams, Tippett only has 7 power play points. So I think I'm going to try out Seth Jones on the power play instead because he is a big scorer. Seth Jones is, so I would like to get him going on the power play. If I put Jones on the first pair, takes away the +3 from the power play and then gives a +1 to the second pair. But we'll try it out, whatever. I'm all worried. We'll try it out. 4-man power play. I'll put Jones instead of Slavin on the 4-man power play. He'll definitely get penalty kill time as well. It's currently at a -1. Put him there, it's a -3. Okay, that's not good. Put him on the second pair and it's a -1. -2, what? How does no one fit the scheme? Jones does not fit the schemes. Okay, so I guess I'm not putting him there. Helmerson doesn't really fit either, so I don't know why he's on the penalty kill. Slavin here makes it back to a 0. I'm all worried. I'm keeping Helmerson here. He's a great defensive forward. I'm all worried. Of course, it's a -3 over here. What's going on? 3-man PK will stay at -1 on both because it's impossible not to. I'm all worried because I'm not going to kill myself over garbage. I'm going to slot in Jones on the 3-on-3 here. There's no pluses for the 4-on-4s, thank goodness, so I can finally put who I want where. So I'll put Fowler with Slavin and Lindholm with Jones, and that'll be a bit better. Also put Olofsson with Steele. Finally, Wright and Tippett down here, Larson, Edmondson, okay. Extra attacker, it's going to, I think I'm going to change Lindholm to Jones. And then the first forward is going to be Olofsson. Haven't touched these lines in a while, so I wouldn't mind that. And shootout can stay like that. All worried. Gibson's flying. Persson, Steen, and Gooley are the scratches. Down in the minors, things got to be fixed because now Xander Hoyles has been traded. Nick Delorier draws into the lineup. You love to see it right there. Dostal's playing like a monster. McKinley doing well too. That's very good to see. And those are the scratches. All right, I think we are good to go. The team's looking good. Seth Jones is locked into this team for a while. I think the defensive core is good to go. We're still at only $74 million, so the cap space is there. I'm loving it. All that being done, we can now continue simulating a little bit more. Let's go see our first game with Seth Jones in the lineup against the Chicago Blackhawks. They're a good team. They have a winning record. Matthias Janmark on waivers, no. He was in our Canadiens franchise mode, I believe. Decline that. We're 33, 24, and 5. Sorry, the Hawks are that record. We are 40, 15, and 4. And let's see how we do with Seth Jones in here, boys. First period, we're down 2-1, Borgman and Nylander. But Seth Jones, wow. 10 minutes into his debut, scores on David Riddick. First goal as an Anaheim Duck. You absolutely love to see that. Jesper Helmerson scores it tied up at 2. Period ends tied at 2. Power play early on for us. Gets killed off, but then Rickard Rakell gives us the 1-goal lead. And scores a second, just about 2 minutes later. We are up 4-2 now. Jakob Larson makes it 5-2. Good thing I didn't take him out, I guess. 6-2 thanks to Sam Steele on the power play. We're going to call this one a night. 6-2 victory for us, boys. Loving it. Rakell gets 2 goals and an assist. Moran gets 3 assists. And Seth Jones, third star, gets a goal and an assist. So just out of curiosity as well, I think I'm just going to edit up the trade block with Henrique traded. I'm just going to slap Gooley on there and see if any teams have something interesting for me. Gooley will go on the block, Morand will come off the block, and we're going to keep rolling like that. Byfield's up to an 81 overall, And we are closing in on the trade deadline. 68 points for Victor Olofsson. And let's go up to the deadline and see what pops up on our way there. So we're at 41 victories, very good record. Varlamov and Lee, Anders Lee and Semyon Varlamov to the Avalanche in exchange for a prospect and a first. So that's a pretty big trade as well. Anze Kopitar and Matt Martin to the Bruins for Brandon Carlo, a third and a fourth. Another big one there. Might have been good that I made my deal before it got too close to the deadline. Detroit gets a second, a prospect, and a third for Tyler Bertuzzi and Hicketts. Detroit really selling everybody, as they just trade Brandon Perlini as well to Nashville for Kyle Turris and 2/3. That doesn't really make sense, but okay. Jimmy Alexiak and Paul Stastny go to Minnesota, along with Max Pacioretty, who went earlier, for Burakovsky, Bluger, and a sixth. That's a big one. Wild fire their head coach as well after making that trade. And okay, we beat the Lightning 4-2. Stanley Cup rematch against the Sabres, we beat them 6-4. And I think without further ado, we're just going to continue on simulating. So let's go see up to and including this game against the Oilers. Jacob Larsson, sore foot, so Gooley will draw into the lineup. That's done there. We beat the Islanders 2-1. We beat the St. Louis Blues 3-2. Seth Jones injured knee. He's not out for long. So then now Jakob Persson will draw into the lineup. That's good. We beat the Wild 3-1 with all their new additions. I believe that both our defensemen are back and eligible to go, so let's fix those up again. Jones and Larson both back in the lineup with minor injuries. We lose in a shootout 1-0 against the Maple Leafs. Then we lose against the Avalanche 6-3 and beat Vegas 5-4. So we have a record of 47, 16, and 5 coming up against the mighty Edmonton Oilers. Always have a better team than their record really shows. Let's see how we can do up against them. First period, nothing. Second period, nothing as well. Shots are 21-20 for Edmonton. Very close game. Rickard Rakell breaks the deadlock on Tuukka Rask, who's still there in Edmonton. 1-0 lead for us. Rickard Rakell, what a monster. McDavid scores on Mrazek to tie it up. I'm really happy with Rakell these last few years. He's become a big fixture here in Anaheim. 5 minutes left in this game, still tied at 1, and we will head to overtime. If we go to a shootout, I'll hop in, but I don't want to make this episode too long. Here in overtime seconds, and then in the dying seconds, Carl Soderberg with 10 seconds left gets the winner. So we dropped that one in overtime to the Oilers. Let's continue on simulating. Let's go see our rivals, the San Jose Sharks. Slavin got a minor injury, so he'll be out for a few games. We beat the Hawks 7-4. We beat the Lightning 7-3, so back-to-back big wins. Slavin back in the lineup. Things are looking good in Anaheim thus far. Slavin will come back in right there. Okay, good. We beat the Stars, we lost the Coyotes, and then an overtime loss and another loss there. We are 50, 18-7. We have 55-0 wins on the season. We are looking good. We're up against the 34, 32-9 San Jose Sharks, our rivals here. We have clinched a playoff spot at the top of the Pacific Division right now, if you saw at the bottom corner. First period up against the Sharks here, 1-0 power play goal from Jesper Helmersson. Second period, big scoring periods. Couture and Meyer score, but so do Steele and Comtois. We are up 3-2 heading into the third. Close to doubling San Jose's shots. They're drawing a bit closer, 32-19 right now. Power play gets killed off halfway through the third. Up by 1, we hold the lead. Closing in on 40 shots. Max Jones is standing tall, but Mats Lindstrom, pure sniper, gives us that 2-goal lead and enough to give us the win, I hope. Hurdle scores late, but yes, it is enough. Mats Lindstrom with a game-winning goal as we take this game 4-3, and all 3 stars were from San Jose. Guess it was rigged. What are you going to do? We have clinched the division with that win as well. We are at 109 points. Season's coming to a close. Let's go see the last game against the Vancouver Canucks as things are drawing down and we are gearing up for a huge accomplishment to end off the season. Mild concussion for Fowler to end off the year, which isn't great, but he will switch with Edmondson, and Gooley will probably end off the season with us in the lineup as Fowler will be out for a little bit. Minnesota Wild, we beat them 3-1. LA Kings, we win 3-2 in a shootout. Campfire's available, but I'm going to keep him out until the Vancouver game. 2-0 shutout loss against the Vegas Golden Knights. And then Edmonton, we lose 4-2. We gave them their 49th win. Here in the last game of the season now, up against the Vancouver Canucks to end off our best season yet here in year number 4. First period, goal for Blockbuster on the power play. Marachik's in nets to end off the year. Smart move. Second period, 2 more goals. Pettersson and Horvat. We're down 3-0. Come on, boys. Let's get some scoring here in the last game of the year. Antoine Morin, there he is. What a rookie season for him. And Yoel Armia brings us within 1 as we're now down 3-2. Yoel Armia, great fourth line addition. I got him for San Diego. Cahoon makes it 4-2 last season, and then he played all 82 games here pretty much, I believe, in the NHL this season. But we are going to drop the last game of the season by a score of 4-2 as Brock Besser gets a goal and 2 assists. But we end off with a final record of, wow, sheesh, look at Victor Olofsson, 54, 21, and 7. So let's check out the standings. We won the Western Conference as well with 115 points. We win the NHL. Oh, come on, let's see. Entire league. Bang! President's Trophy winners. Look at that. 54, 21, and 7. 115 points. We won the President's Trophy. You absolutely love to see that. 300 goals for. We had a 24% power play, which was one of the better ones in the league. Look at Chicago, though, 31.5. That's unheard of. One of the better power plays in the league at 24. PK was 84.5, which also puts us tied for second best in the NHL. So can't complain there. Very nice, boys, as we win the NHL standings. Let's see. I want to see how Winnipeg and Washington did. If they are going to be... They did not make the playoffs. Okay, so Washington, not the best first-round pick, but it's up there. I want to see Winnipeg. Don't show me Winnipeg, okay? Good. Okay, Winnipeg, 25th. So they will have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th best odds for a first overall pick, but that is a top 10 draft pick right there, guaranteed. So looking at the draft class now, that guarantees me someone in this area here. Let's see. Someone in this area that starts. Let's say around, maybe more around like this. Maybe Hellwig, maybe Marchment. That would be nice. Got Adrian Marchment. I don't need another center, but yeah. Bernard Potvin, I need to scout more. Louis von Fersen, maybe as a defenseman, offensive defenseman. So I need to do more scouting there. Send out my scouts a little bit more. I don't know why it doesn't uncover them after I send them 100 times. But I'll do that after I check out the final things to end off this season. What we want to see are the points. So here we go with a huge season. 92 points for 85 overall Olofsson. 92 points, 35 goals, 57 assists. Victor Olofsson. Huge year. I'm glad that he worked out. Sam Steele scores 79 points for a career high in goals and points. Sam Steele at 84 overall. Rickard Rakell scores 77 points. That is a career high for him as well. Not a career high in goals, but in points. Man, Antoine Morin in his rookie season scores 60 points in 72 games. Should have given this guy a whole season. 60 points for Antoine Morin. Max Comtois down there on the second line with him scores 59 points, a career high as well. You love it. Seth Jones, what did he do with us? He got 15 points in 22 games and a +9. Very happy to see that. 59 points in total. Sheesh, Mats Lindstrom led our team in goals. 40 goals for Mats Lindstrom. 55 points in his rookie season. 5-star shooting. 40 goals here in the NHL on the third line. Sheesh. Jesper Helmerson up to an 85, listed as a second line forward. He gets 51 points in his sophomore season. Owen Tippett up on the top line, only 48 points and 20 goals, could have been better. Shane Wright in his rookie season, only 7 goals, but he's a playmaker. He gets 43 points, a very respectable rookie year. Jakub Slavin, how'd he do in the end with us? 33 points in 63 games, slowed down, but just a huge presence, a +38. Love to see that. Lindholm, Byfield in his rookie season, 30 points on the fourth line. Respectable. Armia with 14 goals and 26 points. Very good to see that. Larson, 18 and 79. Gooley got 12 and 66. Steen never ended up playing for us. Person, 2 points in 8 games. Very good. Let's see John Gibson, 48, 15, and 5 with 5 shutouts, 910 save percentage, 2.55 goals against. So it's more the players that did it for Anaheim this year, not John Gibson just putting everyone on his back. Maracha goes 7, 7, and 2. Decent numbers there. Looking at the entire NHL now, it was Connor McDavid with 109 points leading the way. Finally, a little more realistic. Drysdale 107. Clayton Keller gets 99 points. Kyler Yamamoto gets 98. Nylander's 97. Tarasenko 96. Big totals. Man, fill the throw. Olofsson's up there with 92, but a lot of big names getting more points. Teuvo Teravainen gets 87. Cale Makar led defenseman in points with 84. Alexander Nylander got 80 over on the Blackhawks. Kubalik got 78. Leading the NHL in goals was Leon Draisaitl with 54. Down there at 40, if you scroll a bit more, you'd see Mats Lindstrom. Leading the league in assists was Nylander with 74. In defenseman scoring, leading the NHL was Cale Makar with 84 points. John Carlson, 73. Heiskanen, 64. Quinn Hughes, all these guys down here. Seth Jones is up there. Erik Karlsson took a step back this year with only 55. All goalies in the NHL was John Gibson led the NHL in wins with 48. There's our boy Elvis Merzlikins, 81 overall. Somehow he always does it. 43, 23, and 3. Somehow always gets it done. Binnington, all very good numbers. He could be a competitor with Gibson for the Vezina, but Gibson is definitely in the running for the Vezina with 48 wins. Let's see rookie skaters. Was it Antoine Morand? And yes, sir, you better believe it. 60 points in 72 games. I believe that he is a shoo-in for the Calder Memorial Trophy. Take a bow, Morand. I'm very proud of you. Lindstrom's right behind him. He'll be a runner-up. Brendan McInnes, the Croatian, up to 86 overall with the Red Wings. The Croatian himself. He got 48 points in 82 games. Ponomarev got 84 overall. He's 46 points. Alex Holtz. Here's Shane Wright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 of the top 6 rookies of scoring belong to us, and the top 2 are ours, led in rookie goals and rookie points. Any crazy rookie goalies that may steal the spotlight? Hunter Jones played 64 games and went 13, 41, and 5. The poor guy got hung out to dry. So that's it there. Take a quick look at San Diego. I know the season's not over quite yet, but I'd like to see how we did. San Diego Gulls, 68 points in 65 games for Marian Studenik. Good for you, Bell. Pedro Pacioretty scored 54 points in 65 games. Not a lot of guys with potential, but we do have a few. Ville Heinola, the guy just doesn't grow. And Lucas Dostal, 29, 10, and 4 with 7 shutouts, a 920 save percentage, and a 1.94 goals against. Very nice. Cameron McKinley, 16, 5, and 1 with 2 shutouts. Also very impressive. And of course, we can't forget about our former captain, Ryan Getzlaf, who's now on the Philadelphia Flyers. How did he do over there? He scored 30 points, 7 goals, 23 assists in 47 games. Okay, so that's not bad. 30 points in 47 games, down to an 82 overall. I guess he got scratched at the bottom. He's a good leader in the locker room, very loyal. Yeah, 37 years old. I guess he got scratched at the end of the year. Let me see Philadelphia's lines. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. He got bumped out of the lineup, I guess, for a little bit. Maybe it was an injury, but he's back in it now. He got 30 points in 47 games. Props to him. Still an 82 overall at the age of 37, so good job, Bello. Very proud of you. Did the Flyers make the playoffs? I also want to see if... where did the Sabres end up as well? And the Blue Jackets, all these guys we did trades with, the Hurricanes... Where'd they end up in the standings? So in the East, the Flyers, the Hurricanes, the Sabres, they all made the playoffs. So did the Blue Jackets. Okay. Then in the West, let's see. No. So our usual, the Kings did not make the playoffs after having a strong start to the season. Sharks didn't make the playoffs. Vegas didn't make the playoffs. So it wasn't too hard in the Pacific Division this year. Sometimes where it's all, I guess. It was a changing of the guard. Usually it's Vegas, San Jose, LA, Anaheim. This year it was Anaheim, Edmonton, Arizona, Vancouver. But we are still standing strong. So the progress reports won't tell me much now. I'm going to wait till the end of the playoffs to look at progress reports. I'm going to send out all the scouts in a minute, but after I'm done the episode. But let's see who we are up against in round number 1. As the President's Trophy winners, we will face the Dallas Stars. They had a record of 38, 34, and 10 on the season. They will be the underdogs for sure. Dallas Stars, they were terrible a few years ago where we traded Michael Stone to them. Thank you for that, so I could get Jesper Helmerson or Mats Lindstrom with those picks. So over on Dallas, they have Gurionov, Sagan, and Brown on their top line. Connor Brown's an 85 overall, okay. Rupe Hintz, Marcus Johansson, Tom Wilson, Jamie Benn on the third line, Faxa, Pavelski. Decent forward core, I like it. Heiskanen and Lindell, very good top pair. Honka, Ronnie Cook, Forbort, and Russell. Michael Stone no longer here, I guess. Very good top pairing of defense. In nets, it is 36-year-old Ben Bishop, and oh my goodness, still an 81 overall, 42-year-old Ryan Miller. Man, if I had kept him, sheesh. I traded him to Toronto. He went 18-4-3. Played in the AHL for a bit, came back to the NHL, winning record. Couple of rough years in Dallas, but he is still alive and well. Ryan Miller, 42 years old and 81 overall. Boone Jenner is injured and scratched. Bobby Ryan at the age of 36 is there as well. So before we end off the ep, just want to look at a few key players that we traded and see how they did in the season, if that would be of a little bit of interest to me especially. So let's start out with the Buffalo Sabres. Let's see our old friends over here. Jakob Silfverberg scored 22 goals and 29 assists for 51 points in 82 games. That's not too bad for him. Sonny Milano, 38 points in 82 games for him. Benoit Olivier-Groux scored 27 and 82 for his rookie season. And doesn't look like Max Jones got any playing time there. Over on Carolina, Matthias Ekholm, what did he do? He is down here. Since he got traded, he got 16 points in 65 games with a +8. Not too bad. I guess, a 20-point season, but I'm much happier to have Jakub Slavin. No question there. Over on Columbus, let's see, once he got playing, how did Adam Henrique do? Good season for Adam Henrique. I'm happy to see it. He got 17 points in 23 games +14. I'm happy for the Bello. I'm happy. I hope he did. I hope they do well in the playoffs. If they got in, I'm not too sure. Alex Texier, 58 points as well. Lafreniere just doesn't do much in the franchise mode, I guess. 88 overall. Only scored 50 points. Eli Tolvanen's already at a 90 overall, by the way, at the age of 23, so that's pretty wild. Make note, Capo Caco is at an 83 overall at the age of 22, so he may not be liking his lines or something. Keep note that would be an interesting guy to look into. He only fits on our third line though, so maybe not, but just to make note of. I believe that's pretty much it. Just looking around the NHL, other people. Ilya Kovalchuk at the age of 39 scored 55 points this season at an 80 overall. Good for you, Bells. And of course, lastly on Winnipeg, let's see the boys that we traded there. Josh Mahura, he scored 22. Wait, I go over Josh Mahura and it shows me Oscar Klefbom. And it tells me he's 85 overall. What are you doing, EA? But it does tell me his points. So Josh Mahura scored 22 points in 82 games. EA, man, you kill me. Isaac Lundstrom, when I go over him, it shows me Ethan Bear. What are you doing, bro? Why? These glitches. 12 points in 81 games. Really rough for Isaac Lundstrom. I guess he's at an 81 overall, maybe. Josh Mahura's at no, he can't be at an 85. So Lundstrom, I'm guessing he's around an 80 or an 81 overall. And that is it, boys. So I'm going to send out the scouts to do more scouting, but in the next episode, we're going to tackle the Year 4 playoffs. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.